When I got home from the hospital after my knee operation, I expected to be greeted by the familiar creak of my front steps and the scent of June's lavender in the hallway. Instead, I found a stranger's lock on my own door. My son-in-law Derek stood there, arms folded, blocking my way. "Harold, things have changed. This is our place now," he said, like he was announcing the weather. I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I just met his gaze and smiled, because he had no clue who he was dealing with. Before I get into what happened next, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and tell me where you're tuning in from. Every story I share is a piece of my life, sometimes painful, always honest. Your support means the world. Let's rewind a bit. My name's Harold Brennan. I'm 67, and for over 4 decades I've called the same house in Millbrook, Ohio, my home. I built most of it myself, board by board, back when my hands were steadier and my knees didn't ache. Carpentry was my trade, but this house was my masterpiece. My late wife, June, used to joke that I could charm a song out of a 2x4. She's been gone 3 years now. Cancer took her fast, and the house has felt emptier ever since. My daughter, Karen, is my only child. She married Derek a dozen years ago. I never warmed up to him. His handshake always felt like a contest. But Karen loved him, and that was enough for me. About a year and a half ago, Derek lost his job. Layoffs, they said. Karen called me in tears, asking if they could stay with me for a while. What could I say? She's my daughter. I cleared out the guest room and told myself it'd be nice to have some company. At first, things were fine. Karen pitched in and we'd reminisce on the porch. Derek mostly kept to himself, glued to his phone, always looking for opportunities. I didn't pry. But soon little things started to change. Derek rearranged the living room without asking, complained about the thermostat, and even moved June's china cabinet to the basement. That cabinet was a wedding gift, filled with memories, and suddenly it was out of sight. I let it slide, thinking they were just stressed. But Derek never found another job. He spent his days on my couch, eating my food and making excuses. Then came my knee surgery. I was in the hospital for 5 days. When I returned, the house was unrecognizable. The porch light I'd installed was gone, replaced by something cold and modern. The walls were painted gray, family photos vanished. Derek greeted me at the door, not with concern, but with a smirk. "We've made some improvements," he said. "You're getting older, Harold. We're taking over." I looked past him and saw Karen. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Dad, it's for your own good," she said. "You're not as sharp as you used to be." Those words stung more than any surgery. Derek finally let me in, but the house felt foreign. June's rocking chair was gone. The kitchen was rearranged. My bedroom had been turned into theirs, and I was moved to a cramped back room, my belongings boxed up in the garage. That night, lying awake on a lumpy mattress, I realized just how much I'd lost. But I wasn't beaten. I started to pay attention. The next morning, I told Karen I needed to visit the bank. Derek's reaction was all the confirmation I needed. Something was off. I drove myself, pain and all, and asked the teller, Bridget, for my recent statements. What I saw made my blood run cold. $32,000 missing, siphoned off in small amounts. Karen's name was on the account, added with a forged signature. I went home, heart pounding, and called my grandson, Tyler, Karen's son from her first marriage. He was studying criminal justice and had never liked Derek. I told him everything. Over the next 2 weeks, I played the part of the helpless old man while Tyler helped me gather evidence. We installed a recorder in the kitchen and caught Derek and Karen plotting to take control of my assets, even discussing putting me in a home and selling the house. Tyler dug into their finances and found they were drowning in debt, gambling losses, maxed out credit cards, even money owed to a loan shark. My savings was their lifeline. With all the evidence in hand, I called Morris Webb, a tough-as-nails lawyer and an old family friend. He reviewed everything and told me I had a solid case for fraud and elder abuse. We confronted Karen and Derek with the evidence. Morris laid out their options: face criminal charges or sign over everything, pay back what they stole, and leave for good. Karen broke down in tears as she signed. Derek's signature was angry, but he had no choice. 2 days later, they were gone. After they left, Tyler helped me restore the house. We brought June's cabinet back upstairs, rehung the family photos, and put her reading glasses back on the nightstand. The silence in the house felt peaceful for the first time in years. Karen and Derek moved out of state. They're paying back what they owe bit by bit. Tyler moved in after graduation and now works helping others avoid what happened to me. Every morning, we sit on the porch, coffee in hand, watching the sun rise over June's garden. People sometimes ask if I regret how things turned out. I tell them forgiveness is about letting go, not forgetting. I've forgiven Karen, but I'll never let anyone take what's mine again. They thought I was too old to fight back. They were wrong. Real strength is quiet, patient, and precise. My name is Harold Brennan. I'm 67, and this is still my house. What would you have done in my shoes? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe for more stories of resilience and justice. Until next time.